It's lights out and away we go in round 1 then. Oh! That's LaCroix again. Oh!
Whoa! That was Jeff Goldblum. Is he okay?
Jeff Goldblum does. Oh, and there's all sorts going on. That's our race leader, Lucius Augustus. Goldblum down the inside. Clipped Brundle.
Touching the grass.
Yeah, it's happening again.
Oh no, Hulu. Hulu, no!
So professional. Right. Fortunately, there's been no accidents or anything.
Oh!
Just as
Is that Matt Neal?
goes head over heels. As we come round lap 4, there's a massive crash in the background.
Crash.
And it's 3 wide on the
Cecil! I think Cecil's gonna get it!
Got the run. Instant. Always.
It's Martin Brundle.
It is.
Did he just go? He went flying into the wall! What? Oh no! What's happening? Do we have to censor this?
In the slipstream. Pulled out of the slipstream. It's for the lead on the final lap, Fox.
Going into the corner.
Orange Amber trying to fight it back. Side by side, Ted Kravitz gets ahead. I think we might have a spinner at the back. It's James Enby that's going backwards at a large rate. You got some brakes there, son. I would use them if I were you. I'm not sure what is it.
Reversing? David Attenborough. The wall into the crowd, into the building, and we're gonna have to get a contractor.
Oh, big crash! Big crash!
Oh, huge crash!
Big crash!
That is the whole field. 8 is involved, I believe. Oh, he's trying to.
Truly's done the Jake Dennis.
Oh, did Natalie Pinkham do that too?
I'm not a betting man, Fox, but I would suggest that she probably did.
Oh, who's still alive? I don't even know.
Oh, Sasso's had a massive. There's been a massive.
Is that the other? No, that's 8.
That's 8.
That's 8. Is that over? Is it over?
This is the danger zone he's coming through now. Then look for stranded cars. There is a massive crash here. It's Susie Wolf. Does he avoid it? He goes wide.
It.
Oh, he's off on the grass. He's off in the grass.
He's going towards the wall. He catches it.
There's Han Solo coming around the final corner. Cecil is pitting. He's pitting.
Oh no!
Well, hello everybody and welcome along then to the Foxworth Autosport Fantasy League. Once again, it's time for Season 2 of the Formula 3s. We're back again. We've got a brand new grid of some returning drivers and teams and some new drivers and teams as well. And to join me on this 10-race AI-fueled season is Foxworth himself. How are you today, my friend?
Doing well. Yeah, very excited to get down the order and show off the new teams.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was a bonkers season 1, wasn't it? That went right down to the final corner of the final lap of the final race. We'll be lucky if we get to see that again. We got some new tracks, some old tracks, but we're starting with a favourite from season 1, which was Spa. It was absolute chaos around there the first time, and I'm expecting it to be chaos once again. So, do you want to run us through the teams that we've got for season 2 here?
Absolutely. So first up is HWT Motorsport, run by Tom Bryant, returning from the special events. We got Tyler Ankrum and Sheldon Creed. I believe Tyler Ankrum won the street stock category of that special event. And then we got HWT Motorsport Academy and Ranger van der Zande and Mike Conway.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom has absolutely hit the nail on the head with the brief. He's picked 4 liveries that are all identical apart from the colours, so it's not going to be difficult to spot his teams in this one. So good job there, and good luck for the season.
And then moving down the line, we got a returning team owner, Hardy F1. BBW Cosworth Racing does make a return with Matt Neal, but being promoted into the main team is Liam Bridesmaid from SSX Racing last year, so we'll see how he does in the new team. And then his secondary team, brand new team, SX Racing has gone by the wayside. We got Shagadelic Racing Team, Fook You and Fook Me.
Absolutely, that famous pairing from that Austin Powers film. And 2 names that aren't going to get us in any kind of trouble with commentating in this one, I'm sure.
I don't know what you mean. But moving down the line, we got Triple Monoxide. Danger Car is another one of his nicknames. I believe he wanted to sign up for the special events, but might have missed it. So he's joining us for Season 2. And up first is Danger Cars by Taki Inoue, which is the lineup of Taki Inoue and Tora Takagi. And then the second team is Yuji Ide Super Licensed Warriors. And that's Yuji Ide and Yukio Grasscatcher Katayama. All of these are former Japanese F1 drivers.
They are indeed, yeah, very strong group, and a very nice group of liveries as well. I can't find Katayama. The only one I can't. There he is. Running the George Trulli livery from Season 1. Hopefully we'll have better luck in that one than George did, unfortunately. He's been retired from the league, I think, after what was quite a disastrous season. But yeah, 4 Japanese drivers, all in classic footwork and Arrows liveries. So yeah, going to be interesting to watch those go along.
Moving down the order, we got Mario's teams. Returning lineup of 8th is the new first of Heinz Harold Hill and Johnny Schumacher. 2 guys that were in the special events. And then also, he's bringing along Fox's Wet Dream, which is Catherine Payne and Enrique Lara, which are 2 Motorsport Manager drivers.
Absolutely. Finding the gap between reality and, well, bridging the multiverse with 2 games. He brings those over. I can't find Enrique Lara. There she is. Is it she, isn't it? Enrique Lara. Not sure. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah. And then we got Kagan Suleimanoglu returning with Team RV. Jesse Pinkman does return to the lineup, famous for his drives through the field. We'll see if he can repeat that this season. Or maybe he can start up front, switch things up. And then we got Michael Scott, famous manager of The Office, American Office.
Well, that's who that is. Right, yeah, makes sense.
And then we got Keegan Spark and Kyle Busch for the Pepsi haters. Keegan's second entry. Keegan was in the special event, and then we got Kyle Busch, who is a famous NASCAR driver.
Okay, yeah, another strong lineup. Had some good races, and we have an award this year named after Jesse Pinkman. We've got an extra monetary prize for the Jesse Pinkman Award, which is the driver that gains the most net places from their starting position over the season. That's going to be fun to track for me, but we will have that as an award at the end of the season, and we'll update that as it goes through in honour of Jesse Pinkman's drives from the back of the field in season 1.
Indeed. And up next is another returning team owner with full returning lineup and teams. We got Liam with Life Finds a Way GP with David Attenborough and Richard Attenborough. So they had a fantastic way. They found a way to the front most of the time, but they did not secure a win in the championship. But we'll see if they can follow through this year and maybe get some better results. And then we got the actual danger cars of last season of Jeff Goldblum and Samuel L. Jackson, and Life Could Find a Way GP.
Yeah, absolutely. There would have been an absolute riot if those guys didn't return for this season. Firm fan favourites from their antics from season 1. And yeah, the Attenborough brothers as well, always getting involved, as you say, up there in the sharp end most of the time. So we'll see how those 4 guys get on for Liam this year.
Moving down the order, we got Rage F1's team. He decided not to bring back the champion or the runner-up, so we got a brand new Memes to the Moon lineup of Pepe and Bongo Cat. And then he also has a team of Loves a Bit of Length, which is Louis Spence and Alan Carr, so I assume that they're endurance racers or something, or maybe they just like long tracks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the connotations of that name could be. Anybody from the UK might be able to work it out, though. But yeah, better than his first team that he suggested anyway.
We're not going to mention that.
We're not mentioning what it was, no.
Moving down the order, we got... we decided to do a different thing with my entries this season. I was possibly not going to enter, but we had the open space for cars, so we're going to enter in 2 charity teams. And so I've decided to bring back Ape and Cecil, the first and second drivers of the championship last year, and Memes Revenge. So we'll see if they can stick it to their team owner for not keeping them around. And then we got Team Principals returning with Karen Horner and Susie Wolf.
Yeah, absolutely. So those teams competing for charities, which will be announced, I think. And then, yeah,
you'll figure it out.
Good to see the number 1 on the car of 8 returning. Yeah, it's a shame that Rage didn't decide to bring them back, but you have. So we do have. They might be inspired driver transfers for you.
Exactly. I mean, always try to get champions into the Foxworth Autosport pen, so got to keep it up in here too. And then moving down the line, we got our final entrant of Dan Robertson, bringing back his teams and drivers from last season. So we got Lando Calrissian and Han Solo of Falcon Racing Team. And then we got Flavio Briatore and Fernando Alonso of El Clasico Racing.
We do need DJ. Falcon Racing, of course, had a great season last time. I think were they runners up last year in the team championship, weren't they? And I think Han Solo was on the podium in the drivers as well.
Yeah, Han Solo was third for sure, and then I think they were runner-ups. I'm not 100% sure.
And then, it wasn't always the best of times for a second team, Fernando Alonso and Flavio Briatore. Flavio especially, Fernando Alonso around here was a bit of a danger, and Flavio was a danger pretty much anywhere he went last season. So good to see those boys back, and they'll be hoping for a bit of a better season of it alongside the Falcon Racing boys as well. So we're getting into the end of qualifying now. So just see the final few laps come in. We've got Cecil at the front at the moment then. Looking like he's carrying on his form from last year. We've got Jeff Goldblum up there in second place on the front row at the moment. Then Heinz-Harald Hill returning from last season. And then the first of the new boys is Toru Takayagi at the moment in fourth, followed by his fellow Japanese driver Uku Katayama in fifth. So 3 guys returning that showing their experience and making it work at the moment at the top of the field.
It looks like Cecil is not happy about how last season ended. Rage did call him into the pits there. He could have won the championship if he didn't get that call. So I think he's looking for redemption this season.
Absolutely. Have you made a promise to him this year that he's going to get a bit of his own call in terms of strategy? Rumour has it that at the end of that one, he was told he would lose his drive if he didn't pit, and he lost his drive anyway. So he listened to his team owner and still got booted out of the team.
But to be fair, he also booted out the champion too. So I mean, I don't know if Cecil can be very mad about it or not.
I can just imagine, Reg. You're not supposed to win. What are you doing? You're gone from here. And,
the enigma of Rage. We don't know exactly what he's thinking, but maybe that's part of his success.
Well, his memes have got to be fresh, right? So he probably thinks that he needs a new set of memes for this season. But we'll see if 8 and Cecil. At the moment, it's looking like a bad choice for him.
Because 8 and Cecil are fresh memes.
They were once upon a time. Yeah, fair point. Well, what? And he's replaced it with Pepe and Bongo Cat. So yeah, not really fresh meme. Fresh to the league, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
He's stuck in about like 2016, 2017, I think.
Yeah, much like his music taste. I can't really talk. Mine's from about the year 2000 to 2005. So, but yeah, that's looking like the end of qualifying. Then Jeff Goldblum, has he improved? No, he was always on the front row, wasn't he? So it's going to be Cecil and Jeff Goldblum on the front row, from Heinz-Harald Hill and Toru Takagi, and then Michael Scott and Ukyo Katayama. Down the back of the field then is Take Inui taking his historic position at the back of the field, along with Johnny Schumacher. So that's going to be it for qualifying. We have our grid for me. We have our grid for the first race of the season here at Spa. 18 laps coming up for you.
So welcome to the first grid of the season. Starting on pole is Cecil. He's looking to change that runner-up status to champion this year. And then followed by Jeff Goldblum. Quite a danger. I think he's had a couple front row starts, but he's never converted. Let's see if he can change his luck today. Followed by Heinz-Harald Hill. I believe Heinz-Harald Frentzen and Damon Hill, who's the hybrid driver here, both do well around here. So we'll see if he can keep it in the top 5, maybe find a way to win. We got Toru Takagi, a brand new entrant to the series, Japanese driver. Got to be quick. We'll see if he can keep it clean and make it to the end on his debut. Then we got Michael Scott, ever the jokester. That's what she said. We'll have to see if his jokes kind of convert to pace or not. I don't know. Let's find out. We got Ukyo Katayama, Ranger van der Zande, Jesse Pinkman, usually starting from the back, but he's up in the top 10, so maybe he's changing his fortunes for this season. Then we got Championship 8, carrying the number 1, so we'll see if he can keep up his pace this year. Then we got Fook Mi, Matt Neal, Sheldon Creed, Pepe, Louis Spence, Bongo Cat, Flavio Briatore, Alan Carr, Richard Attenborough, Catherine Payne, Fook Yu, Karen Horner, Mike Conway, Kyle Busch. Traditionally, a NASCAR driver doesn't really do open wheel cars, so looks like he's right in the mid pack.
Can't park on his pit box either.
But we'll see if he can find some pace throughout the season, get used to the car. We got Fernando Alonso, David Attenborough, Han Solo, third in the championship last year. Looks like he's starting off on the wrong foot this year, but we'll have to see if he can make up some positions today. Tyler Ankrum, Keegan Spark, Enrique Lara, Liam Bridesmaid, Lando Calrissian, Samuel Jackson, starting right where he usually starts in these sorts of races, Susie Wolf, Yuji Ide, Johnny Schumacher, and Taki Inoue. So we're not rounding the corner this season.
No, absolutely just about fit on the grid here. I think I struggle with some other races like Bathurst, but yeah, they're all in the same pit straight for this one, thankfully. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Cecil and Jeff Goldblum and Heightsfield Hill, the front three, all returning from last year. Right, the engines are on then. We're getting ready to get underway for round number 1 of Season 2 of the Fantasy League. Cecil will lead us away then alongside Jeff Goldblum, Heinz Harold Hill getting into the tow, looking to make a move and cover off Jeff Goldblum into turn 1, and does so. Let's see if they all find their way through cleanly on the first lap then. That's a terrible camera angle. We've got a car around then. That's Enrique Lara and Keegan Spark.
There's another car that went flying in the barrier back there.
I don't think so. I think they were okay. Let's just quickly roll that back and have a look then. So I think that's Enrique Lara coming down the inside. Ah, it's contact with, I think that's Susie Wolf, isn't it? And Keegan Spark up on 2 wheels and somehow gets away. I think there's been another incident with Bongo Cat at the top of the hill then. And yeah, that's going to be a tap from one of Tom Bryant's cars there. On the inside, gets a bit of curb, round he goes. And
it's already starting.
It is indeed. Let's get back on live. Cecil is leading us away then from Heightsfield Hill, Jeff Goldblum and Takagi. And then looks like it's a little battle between 8 and Renger van der Zande. You have to bear with us while we get used to all the teams and the runners and riders throughout this season. As it's all changed once again. There's some almighty scraps going on at the back of the field then. I think everyone's still running. It's Keegan Spark, Enrique Lara and Bongo Cat that have been caught up in incidents so far though.
Is that them right at the back there? Are they like...
Yep, it's Keegan Spark, Enrique Lara and then Bongo Cat. Quite a way behind.
Pretty off the pace, but it looks like maybe Enrique Lara and Keegan Spark can catch up to the field.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not hurt them too badly. It's whether they got any damage on their car then. We've got Heightsfield Hill has made his way past Jeff Goldblum somewhere on that lap. Then he's going to attack into the final chicane here. Looks to the outside of Cecil. Thinks better of it. Might cut back underneath. Doesn't. And let's stay on board at this hairpin. Notorious last year for side-by-side contacts. They're all going to make it through this time. I think they're all okay. Amazing stuff. They've made their way through them.
Kept it clean. Give it another couple laps.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is Samuel Jackson, Johnny Schumacher going wheel to wheel into turn 1. Samuel Jackson will have the outside line then. As we come up to Eau Rouge and Radion, I think that's Susie Wolf and Han Solo going wheel to wheel just ahead as well.
Tyler Ankrum.
I think you're right, yeah, it's Tyler Ankrum just behind us. They're swarming all over the Kemmel Straight back there.
It looks like Heinz Harold Hill made a move for the lead.
I think it did. I think you're right. We'll pop up to them in a second. Just make sure all these guys make it through cleanly. And they do. Liam Bridesmaid losing out quite badly there. Positions all over the place then. So you're right. So we have Heinz Harold Hill that has made a move presumably down the Kemmel Straight. So yeah, gets up into the slipstream of Cecil. Pulls out of the slipstream of Cecil. The AI don't really take any regard for the slipstream.
He had the run.
He did. And gets the move. Well, he's going to get done in the braking zone here. Sweeps around the outside. And that's done then. So Heinz Howard Hill back into the lead. So what have we got going on? You see any movers and shakers after the first lap, Fox?
Well, looks like Pepe's up 3 positions. 8's up 2 positions in 7th place. Jesse Pinkman's already made up 2 positions as well. Looks like the only one that's really lost out is Bongo Cat with that crash up Eau Rouge.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the only one. He is starting to make inroads at the back of that field, though. That gap's down to 7 seconds, was 8, so he's starting to make his way back through. And yeah, great start for Susie Wolf, up 7 places. Towards the back of the field, and we've got all kinds of chaos at the final chicane. What has happened here? Oh, they're all piling in.
Oh gosh, this is terrible.
Move, lads! What are you doing? It's not a car park.
What has happened? We're gonna have to take a review here, see how people get through. It looks like a lot of people are going back to pits.
I think they are all going to have to go back to pit lane. Unfortunately, that's one of the problems with this AI. I don't know. Oh, it's just ahead, isn't it? So
is that Jeff Goldblum?
It's Takagi and Jeff Goldblum.
Goldblum. Always Goldblum.
It always is Jeff Goldblum. And then the guys behind just had nowhere to go, and that's 8. 8's caught up. Han Solo, Van der Zande, Matt Neal, Alan Carr. Oh, guys, you couldn't sort it out. It is, yes. It's Takagi,
Samuel Jackson.
Pinkman, 8. Han Solo, Renee Van der Zande, Matt Neal, Alan Carr, and Catherine Payne that are back in the pits then. And that's...
see if they can get back on track. But yeah, that is a massive implications already in the first race.
Yeah, absolutely. And already we can't keep up with the action. It didn't take long. We got lots of cars with damage slowly making their way back to pit lane. And let's just jump back, see what's going on at the head of the field then. So Heinz Harold Hill, after making that move on Cecil, is now just over a second clear. Katayama's found his way past Jeff Goldblum then, and starting to stretch his legs as well.
Jeff Goldblum might have damage from that incident, but looks like he's continuing.
Yeah, absolutely. He is definitely going backwards. So it does look like he's going to need a front wing at the pit stop when it comes. And then we've got Pepe that's in the slipstream at the moment then, followed by Michael Scott, Fukmi, Louis Spence, Sheldon Creed, and Flavio Briatore round out the top 10 then.
Yeah, it's been kind of quiet up front with Heinz Harold Hill and Cecil, but everyone else has been having to dodge incidents here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just moving back through the field to see if we get any more action at that final chicane. Starting to string out at the back as we've got the stragglers that are making their way back through with damage then. Samuel Jackson, Fernando Alonso back there. Richard Asper crawling back. Definitely got a lot of damage there then. As has Taki Inui and Yuji Aide. And Catherine Payne, I think it's the first that's come back out of the pits then.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how those drivers do up Eau Rouge, and we'll have to find out as Jeff Goldblum is being passed here.
Yep, so that's Pepe going around the outside of the suspected injured Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum's not going to give that up easily, though, and swoops back around the outside. There's more action going on behind. That's Michael Scott going wheel-to-wheel with Louis Spence and Fukmi. Fukmi thinking better of it as Michael Scott shows Louis Spence the door. And Flavio Briatore and Sheldon Creed getting interested at the back end of that top 10 as well. Right, so Cecil is just about holding on to Heinz Harold Hill at the front there. And Katayama's coming along like a freight train as well, catching them. Jeff Goldblum is still holding on against Pepe.
He's been the ultimate team player here, even though the top 3 are none of his team.
Oh, he's moving all over the place, Jeff Goldblum. As Pepe tries to make...
Very dangerous here.
Up the inside of Blanchimont. Jeff Goldblum's going to try and fight it back. I've just heard a massive crash. I'm not sure.
And we got pits People going in the pit side by side.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there almost. I think that's Inoue coming back out. But we have the first pit stops of the race on only lap 5 then. So it's Heinz Howard Hill that's pulled in ahead of Cecil, Katayama, Goldblum, Scott. It's Pepe and Mike Conway that have carried on.
Well, we'll see if that strategy works out.
Yeah, absolutely. Heinz Howard Hill is back underway then. 29 seconds stop for him and for Cecil. So the leaders are as you were. And everyone else seemingly following in. I think Enrique Lara's stayed out. So we'll see. The undercut was very powerful last year if you don't run out of fuel. We saw some big incidents with people running out of fuel last year.
Yeah, the old fuel shuffle at the end of the lap here. We'll see if history repeats itself. But if not, they can really put up a lot of lap time here.
Yeah, absolutely. So it could be an inspired move from those two. It could be disastrous. We'll have to wait and see. So I think Jeff Goldblum might have had a tweak of front wing or changed the front wing. He's definitely further back than he was from that front group. He's now defending from Michael Scott. Obviously Pepe carried on. He was putting him under pressure.
And you might notice that Michael Scott is running Jeff Goldblum's old livery from last season, so you might have some confusion there. But the 52 car is Jeff Goldblum.
It's definitely confused me a lot already. I don't know who to be angry at, Liam for not keeping the livery or someone else for choosing it. But yeah, it's definitely confusing me at the moment, especially when Jeff Goldblum is next to him on track.
Yeah. Not a great way to introduce the switch liveries.
No, absolutely. We've got some scrapping going on at the back of the field then. That's Catherine Payne.
Oh, Pepe and Mike Conway just swapped positions. Is there an incident? They're doing the shuffle.
They're out of fuel. They're out of fuel.
They're doing the
history has repeated itself.
Is he gonna
Oh,
hit?
he's classes up. Where are you going, Pepe?
Oh,
that's not the pit lane.
He's gonna run out of fuel. Mike Conway did make it in. What is that? That's not the pit lane.
You can't get through there. That's a solid wall, Pepe.
Oh,
and he's put himself in the middle of the pit straight as Heinz Howard Hill just about avoids it, as does Cecil. Hopefully he'll get clear off the track.
Don't go 2x2.
Oh.
They're going too
So close. That was Michael Scott and Jeff Goldblum.
Did Mike Conway make it to his pit box?
I don't. Yes, he's back out. Mike Conway just about judged it to perfection there.
Such a shame for Pepe. Almost took out his other meme of Cecil there, but they made it through. That was very close.
Yeah, absolutely. If he'd crashed a couple of inches to the left there, that could have been disastrous. Yeah, someone needs to tell him that, unfortunately, that wall is solid. It do be solid. And yeah, he... well, I guess he was going to run out of fuel anyway, right? Maybe he was just... he YOLO'd it and thought, maybe some kind of laws of physics will allow me to get through this solid wall.
I guess. I don't know. To be fair, it's probably just rage going, what, you missed the pit? Pit! In!
I can't get in. Just, if you don't get in, you're fired. Alright, into the wall we go. Or it was trying to deploy a tactical safety car, maybe. Pepe is back out. Pit crew do be speedy.
Oh, does that wheel look bent at all? We'll see, he's going through a rouge for the first time.
Oh, it's looking a bit skatey for Pepe. Well held, son. Well held.
Oh, didn't take anyone out yet. Oh, there's another one going off in the background. Was that David Attenborough?
It was. That's a massive crash for David Attenborough.
Oh, he's running the racing line. Pepe, what are you doing? Are you going to give...
Oh, he's just flattered him for good measure. There's another one going. That's 8.
Crash. Oh, that's 8. No.
Get going again, son.
Oh,
so once again, these cars, as we saw last year, being sent out in no condition fit for racing.
He had to do a 360 for style.
Oh, Pepe's doing the old wiggle.
Oh, he's in the wall.
He's being told to pit again. That's another wall. And yeah, that's going to cause some drama for the rest of the field, I think.
Yeah, luckily Heinz Hotel and Cecil are going through Eau Rouge. We'll see if there's any kind of carcasses out there by the time they get there. This could be bad, but I think it should be clear.
Yeah, hopefully. There is some smoke, and there is a car off to the right-hand side. But it looks like they're going to be clean on this lap. That's Enrique Lara. Yeah. That's down in P28 at the moment.
She was in, like, to 9th place, I thought.
Well, she got caught up on turn 1, didn't she?
But that was Catherine Payne.
Oh! Nearly taking out the race leader. That car is all over the place.
I think she must have picked up some damage somewhere. Maybe she went two by two into the pits. I think she might have been one of them. So they might have kind of crashed into the wall.
There was a lot of crashing in the background when we were watching some cars at the final corner, so it wouldn't surprise me. But Cecil's still stuck behind. This is massive for Heinz Harold Hill in the lead of the race then. That gap is now up to 2 seconds, and Cecil still can't find his way past the back marker.
This might be dirty team tactics. Catherine Payne, or Enrique Lara, is on Mario's team, as well as Heinz Harold Hill. So I think there's a little bit of team play going on.
Okay, so holding up the competition, which he's done very well. Cecil has to send it down the inside, and Katayama follows through just about. But that's lost them 3 seconds to Heinz Harold Hill then. And if that was a team game, they played it very, very well indeed. And, well, there's a long way to go in this race for Heinz Harold Hill to survive. And probably a lot of stranded cars at Eau Rouge and Radion to come. But at the moment, he's got a commanding lead then. So let's move back into the back end of the top 10. We've got Michael Scott that's got himself ahead of Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum's going to have a look to the outside, though. You don't want to go 2 by 2 in there, and he's over! Jeff Goldblum. Oh, and he's collected someone.
That was Fook Me, I think. What was that?
Sorry, who was that, Fox?
Was that Fook Me?
No, that's what he was saying, but... So they have gone side by side. This Michael Scott on the inside, Jeff Goldblum trying it around the outside. Oh, his wheel-to-wheel contact. Over he goes. And then collects...
Maybe it wasn't Jeff Goldblum. Maybe it was the livery.
Maybe it was. I mean, Jeff Goldblum was also involved, so... Mike Conway coming back out the pits again. I don't know why he's back in the pits, but God knows what's happening at the moment. We've got some pretty much stationary cars.
Oh, that was Louis Spence. That's who got caught up in that wreck. Jeff Goldblum doesn't want to pass him.
These guys are trying to limp back to the pits.
Jeez, they were 69ing on track.
Well, at least these guys are staying off the racing line, but their speed is worrying me, as we've got Bongo Cat and Samuel Jackson coming through. You've got your teammate coming through here, Jeff. Be careful. Oh, is he just going to cut him off? I think they're okay. I think they're through. But, yeah, it's going to be some immovable objects, I think, for these guys along the rest of the lap. They're going to try and overtake each other anyway, even though they're both wounded. Jeff Goldblum trying to shape up a move. In
like the geriatrics league.
This new Formula 6 category that these two have created out here. It's like Ricky Bobby when he comes back to the NASCAR after having his accident.
That's exactly what this is.
I'm going so fast. You're not. You're not, Jeff, I'm afraid.
That's who had the crash. That they've already been lapped.
Well, that's Michael Scott, yeah, who's just pitted, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or got teleported back to the pits and has now found himself back ahead then. Right, I mean, it's so tempting to stay with those guys, but there is a battle going on for second place as Katayama's found his way past Cecil then. And they're coming in for their second stop then.
And Heinz Harold Hill is in as well.
They are indeed. We might have got the fuel a little bit. I'm trying to encourage more pit stops this season.
Someone just stayed out. Is that Fook Me?
It is, yeah. Fook Me going for another lap then.
Let's hope she's not screaming her own name at the end of this lap.
Well, let's hope. It is a risky strategy. We saw last time the guys that struggled. So Heinz Harold Hill gets back out.
Slow stop from Cecil.
Very slow stop. So Cecil 27 seconds, 28. So he's dropped positions to... well, he's already behind Katayama, but he's lost ground. And I think that's a back marker, actually, that's just ahead. So...
Okay, so not as bad as we thought. Looked a lot worse than it was.
It's not. So we'll get warmed up as we get into the season, but I forgot how difficult it is to keep track of this league. It is. We've got Louis Spence off at the final corner.
Is that Jeff Goldblum as well?
I think it is. So,
that's Matt Neal.
that is Matt Neal. Oh, he's
Just
collected
takes out
him.
Matt Neal
Jeff
and
Goldblum
then
does a little
collects
pirouette
Jeff
over the top.
Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum has no wheels.
He doesn't have any wheels. He probably shouldn't have a racing license either, to be honest. I think what's happened to our second place man, Cecil.
Oh no! What has happened?
So he's just come out of the pits. He's coming up Erosion Radion. Is he going to lose it all on his own? Oh no, that's a spin ahead. That's the back marker. That's
And then Ukio comes and collects him.
Katayama. That's second and third place out of this race. So who is that ahead? 96.
Catherine Payne?
That's Alan Carr. Alan Carr.
Carr.
If anybody knows the British comedian, should not be in a racing car. And he's just proven that here. So he lost it all on his own. There's more chaos going up ahead anyway. And yeah, Katayama and Cecil just go straight into the back of him. I want to see... Oh, fuck me, yep, he's doing... He's definitely saying fuck me at the moment. He's doing the patented... tank slapper. So going that extra lap did not work at all.
We'll see. Goes over
Don't
the
flip.
curbing.
Can he get in the pit
Doesn't
lane?
flip. Keeps it.
He does. Has he got
He's gonna run out
enough?
of fuel.
Lift and coast. Lift and coast. I think he is just about to get in the pits, but this is going to be a massive loss of time for him. I think he is going to get to his pit box then. So Heinz Harold Hill.
Is it a him or a her? I thought they were a pair of twins.
It is a her. It is a her. You're right.
Okay.
So that's going to leave Flavio Briatore in P2 in this race. I still can't believe Cecil and Catione. What is? Oh, there's a massive crash in the background.
Massive crash. Yeah, that's what Mike Conway flipped.
That's Tyler Ankrum that's been caught up in that. He was running well.
Was that? That's teammates, Tyler Ankrum and Mike Conway, I think.
I think you're right. Yeah, Conway getting onto the back of him. It's going to make
a disaster for Tom Bryant's teams.
Yeah, this is not what he would have wanted. It's not as if they can't spot each other with those identical liveries. And over goes Conway then. And Tyler Ankrum just off the racetrack. Oh, he's reversed onto the racetrack.
Oh, he's right. Okay.
And he carries on, so it's all good. I can't keep up. Susie Wolf book you battling for P5 and P6.
Oh, that's Susie Wolf and Karen Horner, both in the top 5. Team Principals looking really good. So leave your comments down below what charities we should be supporting at the end of the season if they manage to get some prize money. So
Fukmi has managed to get back out on track after that fuel miscalculation. He's still in the top 10 then.
Yes, she is.
She is, yep. It's a lot going on, Fox, okay? It's not a normal name, so it's not like... It's easy to, in my head, to go, oh yeah, fuck me, to go, obviously. Bongo Cat, as we continue our policy of animal inclusion in this league. Battling. Inclusion. Bongo Cat was pretty much at the back of the field after lap 1. Now P11, fighting with Samuel Jackson. This is how
anything
quickly,
can happen.
Exactly, how quickly things can turn around. Talking of how quickly things can turn around, these teams are turning around these cars far too quickly. As Mike Conway, I think, we've just caught the back end of an incident there. That is Erosion Radion. Yep.
Yep. Spun out, didn't collect anyone, thankfully.
No, he didn't. But we just have to keep an eye on how positions are changing, because I don't think any of those top 10 are safe from about half the grid that have been in incidents so far. And could spin and cause an issue at any moment. So Cecil is facing the wrong way on the track.
Oh, that's another car out. Was it Bongo Cat out?
No, it's a pink car, I think. I think it's 2 separate incidents. Cecil's lost it all on his own. That car not right. That's
Ukio again. We already got some rivals forming.
They were fighting for second and third place.
It's a separate incident. I don't know who that is.
I don't know. I'm struggling to keep up with anything in this race, Fox, as we always do. I'm surprised anybody listens to commentary of this because it's just all over the place. But
This may
I'd
be
like
more
to see.
chaotic than Bathurst last year.
It's about as chaotic as Spa last year, which is why it's the first race this season. We got a massive crash at the top of the
huge
hill.
crash.
That's Pepe. Once again, it's just they're losing it on their own. Anybody new to the league, this is what happens. Okay, we have no safety standards at all. Keeps the costs down, obviously, but it does have a pretty terrible effect in terms of car handling once those guys rush to get it back out. And we're going to see.
That was a full Austin Powers, except
there was no barrier behind him.
very behind him.
It's just he's inspired by Fuck You and Fuck Me out there today. Right, what's going on? I mean, Mike Conway, for all his trials and tribulations, he's back up to 19th. That's how quickly this race is changing. I suspect because everyone behind him is coming out, doing one lap, spinning at Eau Rouge and Radillon and returning to the pits.
Indeed.
Jeff Goldblum is still trailing about out there. Down in P27. That's Heinz Howard Hill getting past
Yukio.
Yukio.
Former second place.
Yeah, so now I'll put a lap on him then. Can anyone stop Heinz Howard Hill? Will this be his second victory in Foxworth Autosport Fantasy?
That's a good question. I'll get back to you on that.
Oh, there's Matt Neal and someone else at the top of the hill. I think we're just going to have to get used to seeing those guys. Oh, there's Susie Wolf making a pit stop, I think. As we see the third round of stops now, this, isn't it? So does that mean, with them guys stopping there, that these guys have decided to go an extra lap? Or were those other guys just off strategy? Considering how many pit stops we've had. They might have done.
Heinz Harold Hill has no wins.
He has. Oh god, that's a stranded 8 on the pit straight.
Not a great opener for 8 this year.
No, definitely not. He's starting this season as he finished last in a barrier.
Almost takes out Fukmi.
How did he? You would definitely have been shouting "Fuck me" there.
That's a Code Brown moment.
Absolutely.
Gonna have to get a new race suit.
Right. Well, I hope somebody's following somewhere in the world. I'm not. Heinz Harold Hill is leading. I know that. Flavio Briatore, 11 seconds back. Yep. And then it's Kyle Busch has found his way up to P3 then. Getting used to this road racing stuff is the NASCAR specialist. He's being followed by Johnny Schumacher, who's made his way up to P4. He's up 31 places, Johnny Schumacher. Kyle Busch is up 20. Samuel Jackson up 27. We've got some early contenders for the Jesse Pinkman Award right here.
Indeed.
So we've got a battle. This is the closest battle on track at the moment then. Susie Wolf and Michael Scott. All the problems that Michael Scott's gone through today. He still finds himself in the top 10, incredibly. I'm trying to ignore the back sort of 10 cars that are constantly just flashing at me. As though there are constant issues. Which there almost certainly are as Katayama puts himself into the wall on pit exit. And we've got...
not his day.
The stops happening. Well, we've got some stops happening. Heinz Howard Hill has carried on here. Flavio Briatore has, I think, carried on. We've got Karen Horner that's carried on. We've got another round of stops anyway. And I don't know if these have risked another lap or whether they're just all off strategy at this point.
Yeah, there's going to be multiple strategies here. Some people pitted a lap later than others, and so we'll see how it plays out. But I think we still got one lap or one more stop for everyone still.
Yeah, I think some of those that just stopped might have to do one more. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. There's a mighty battle going on here then. So this is Kyle Busch, Johnny Schumacher, Susie Wolf. And Lando Calrissian follows up from Keegan Spark, Samuel Jackson then. How is Samuel Jackson in 10th place? Don't know.
Wasn't he just 5th?
That's what I mean. I don't know who's pitted and when, and
Oh, he might have just pitted. Yeah, you're right.
I think the third round stops have started happening. I think we're seeing some earlier stops because people pitted very early on for damage, so they're a little bit off sync. I think Heinz Hill and Fukmi are the only people still on the main strategy. I presumed Flavio Briatore had pitted because wasn't he second? Ahead of Fukmi.
He was.
Yeah, so quite sure what's happened there. Science Howdell goes for another lap then.
I think Fukmi still needs to pit.
And does.
Yep, there we go. And she might be able to make it to the end here. Whereas the others, I think, need another stop, like a splash and dash.
I think you're right. So maybe that extra lap that she managed to eke out the previous stint might put her in good stead. Who's she being followed in by there? I think that's a back marker. Oh, there's an absolute...
Oh, massive crash. It's
absolutely
Susie
chaos.
Wolf. That is...
Johnny Schumacher.
Johnny Schumacher just causing a smoke screen.
So that's Susie Wolf going down the outside of Fukmi, I think. Collects Johnny Schumacher.
He's just...
And that's Keegan Spark. Oh,
Keegan
no.
Spark.
After getting caught up in the first corner, he made such a great recovery into the top 10. That's 3 of the top 10 gone again. Oh, Johnny Schumacher managed to get himself away. I mean, it's
a little bent
I think
there.
he's going to find a barrier in a minute.
Yeah.
He's almost certainly going to find a barrier in a minute, surely. He finds a cone.
Yeah.
So we're back live. He's coming up Eau Rouge. And we're already on.
That wheel is
It's a hazard as Michael Scott and that's Liam Bridesmaid fly past the outside.
Oh, that's Han Solo. Was he injured? I guess he was.
He is now.
I didn't even realize he crashed.
Yeah, I think he got caught up fairly early on. And so nearly takes out one of Tom Bryan's cars there. And thankfully, I think gets cleared off before he causes any further damage.
I seriously think this is more crazy than the first Bathurst in Season 1.
I think, yeah, I think you might be right. I think, like, the amount we've probably missed as well. Again, like Bathurst, with that mounting camera, I think we needed a Eau Rouge and Radeon camera in this one, because it's going to be absolute chaos up there, I would have thought. Right, so we'd expect Heinz Hill. So he last pitted on lap 13. So actually...
So I would expect him in at like 17 probably, just for a splash and dash, but we'll see.
Yeah, so we got Fukmi on lap 14, I think will definitely be able to go to the end, along with Keegan Spark and...
Someone just pitted in the background, I think, unless... Yeah,
yep.
Flavio just pitted.
So that's Flavio in. That seems early. Because I'm sure he pitted on lap 12.
I think he pitted on lap 13, so...
He's gone 2 laps on that fuel. And O'Carisian carries on then. Fukyu and Kyle Busch are also into the pit lane. Samuel Jackson carries on. And then who is that? Background, I think that's Bongo Cat. Oh no, he's pissing it as well.
Oh, who's that doing?
God, that's Fukmi doing the Fukmi.
What? She just pitted. That was the fuel shuffle. Did she not get any fuel in that car?
No, Fukmi didn't. Oh, did she?
Yeah, she pitted on lap 14. This was her out lap.
I think that's been a. Well, the back left looks very compressed, does it not? Compared to the back right.
I think she must have gotten caught up in an incident.
I think that's suspension damage. Yeah. We can see if there's something happening.
She spun and like...
She's limping straight away, so... Oh, there we go. Going up Eau Rouge and Radeon. Oh, it's Han Solo ahead. Oh, clips the rear left.
Clips the rear left, yep. There we go.
Oh,
so
desperately
unfortunate.
unlucky.
She was on for a win, I think. That's unfortunate. Heinz Hill is still dominating, but I think he has one more stop.
Well, look who's P2. I think we know what Han Solo was up to there.
There's been some dirty team tactics this race.
gotta say. We might have to have a discussion with team owners about some tactics and thank them for making this interesting.
It's definitely been that. It's been unfollowable is what it's been. So we're waiting for the final stops from the leaders then. Oh, that's Michael Scott trying to make his way around the outside of Foot Q, and I think these
Excuse me?
you heard me. We've got Bongo Cat on the back end of the top 10 then, being followed by Fernando Alonso. We've not really seen the whole race. UJ E-Date is about 11 seconds further back. Took me back into the pit lane then. Catherine Payne, I think, is a lap down on Fernando Alonso, just behind. Lando Calrissian is now in the pit lane then, to make what will be his final stop, as Samuel Jackson carries on for another lap, as does Heinz Howard Hill. But, you know, Heinz Howard Hill's just come out of the pits. So
Yeah, I think he's going to make it to the end.
His final stop then. Oh, that was incredibly close in the background. We've got Samuel Jackson trying to find his way through. I'm trying to see what's happening here. Can we go on board with Flavio up to the top of the hill? There.
Gosh.
It's all fine. You're such a drama queen, Fox. Karen Horner runs the Eau Rouge Radion Gauntlet, gets through, as does Lando Calrissian. Carl Busch is through, as is Foucault and Michael Scott then. These guys... Well, Michael Scott pitted on lap 13, so you've got to presume he's got to stop again. Carl Busch, Lando Calrissian should be okay. And Foucault... still going wheel to wheel. Neither wants to give up position. I think you will have the inside line here. As Michael Scott looks to the outside. Hangs it round. We'll have the inside line for the left-hander of No Name. And gets the move done then. Good move.
You know what we should do? We should post some of these incidents onto the sim racing stewards and ask who's at fault.
I think we'd be able to release one race a year if we stewarded this race. This league. Because, yeah, the penalty list would be longer than the entire works of Shakespeare. Right, so Lando Calrissian holding off from Carl Busch then. Michael Scott and Foucault. So 4th down to 8th, all pretty close. We're still fighting for the final few points-paying positions. And, so this race feels like it's gone on forever. It's still only on lap 16. So Samuel Jackson into the pits then for his final stop. They're stopping every couple of laps at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on with the fuel tanks for this one. They might have to be revisited for the next race because this is a bit ridiculous. I never seem to be able to get this right. I feel like at the beginning of the season we always have far too many stops, and then by the end they're basically barely stopping at all.
Yeah, I think that the AI also does something weird where, like, they have to have an extra lap of fuel to be sure that they can make around for like a cooldown lap. So I don't know if that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, possibly. But I think it's about 6 stops so far.
Yeah.
For everybody. So it's definitely been interesting in the pit lane. It's not been interesting for Heinz Howard Hill this afternoon. He's just avoided all the chaos. And currently has a 12-second lead over Flavio Briatore then. We have got a battle going on for 7th and 8th and 9th. That's Fernando Alonso and Bongo Cat going wheel to wheel. Bongo Cat making his way around the outside and keeping that move done then. And, God, I've no idea what the championships are going to look like after this one.
Yeah,
cars all over the place. We've got 8 making his way back out of the pit lane. But, 2 laps is still a long way to survive for Heinz Howard Hill with some of the stuff that's been going on.
Yeah, he's coming out on the final lap here whenever he gets across the line. So, how long is this track? Like 100 kilometers?
It's like a 5-mile lap, I think, Spa. It's a very long track indeed.
Just you know, short little circuit around the track. You know,
what could possibly go wrong as Matt Neal is spun out on top of Eau Rouge.
Yes, indeed. And re-enters the track very dangerously, but I don't think anyone's going to collect him. So he's okay.
Susie Wolf looking kind of dangerous as well. Should we stay on board with Heinz Harold Hill and see how he makes his final lap?
Yeah, I think we probably should. So he's coming through Eau Rouge and Radion. This will be the last danger zone for him. He'll want to see no cars in the middle of the track ahead of him. I think he's okay this time around then. We've got Flavio Briatore that will be next through. There are 2 cars ahead. There is smoke. Oh, there's a car off in the barrier on the right-hand side. Here comes Karen Horner. I think they're all going to be through them. So it looks like Heinz Harold Hill is going to escape danger to take...
We got one more flashpoint to get through, but...
We do have the final chicane, yeah. Although the final chicane's been fairly quiet compared to Eau Rouge and Radion this time round. Flavio Briatore has got a couple of cars battling ahead of him, which might be a bit of a worry. Flavio's had one podium, I want to say, already. In Foxworth Autosport history last season.
He does not.
Okay, he didn't.
Top 10s.
Okay.
I thought he did.
I thought he did as well, but apparently
not. I think he almost had a podium, and then he lost it on the last lap.
Oh, Cecil is continuing his exploits.
There's the rivals. They're out again. Got a rivalry forming between Ukio and Cecil. Obviously not happy with how things turned out.
No, apparently not, and have to keep an eye on that one. I mean, they were on for podiums between them, and unfortunately got caught out at the top of Eau Rouge and Radion. It was Lucius Augustus last season. But the pole sitter this time round does take the victory then. It's going to be Heinz Harold Hill in round number 1 around Spa that will take home maximum points to get his first win in the league. It's going to be Flavio Briatore then on the second step of the podium. Great result from him to start things off, following home a lapped Falcon Racing car there. And it's going to be Karen Horner that rounds off the podium then for your charity team. Carl Busch will cross in 4th place. Not too shabby at all. Lando Calrissian P5. Samuel Jackson. Some great points to start off the season, just ahead of Fernando Alonso. Actually, I think... Oh, it's Bongo Cat and Fernando Alonso on the line there. It's Alonso from Bongo Cat. Tyler Ankrum will come home P9. And then it's Liam Bridesmaids that will round out the top 10 then. Had a quiet race, but he's up 20 places. And not a bad start for him. Michael Scott will be P11 then. And then we'll have to wait a while for Richard Attenborough. Looks like it's going to come across the line in 12th. Not quite the... brilliant start to the season that the Attenborough brothers had last time out. They're going to have a bit more of a fight on their hands, it would seem, this year. And then we're going to have to wait even longer for Johnny Schumacher. I mean, everybody further back from that is all over the place in terms of which lap they're on.
Yep.
It will be Johnny Schumacher, and then I think Fook Yu is the last on the lead lap.
The last car that didn't die.
Absolutely. Talking of cars that died, Susie Wolf has finished P15, but she's in the pits. Or not showing on the track. Then it's going to be Mike Conway. Yuji ID. That'll do. Enrique Lara. Keegan Spark. Fukmi. Katayama. Louis Spence. Catherine Payne. David Attenborough. Jesse Pinkman. Sheldon Creed. Actually jumps Jesse Pinkman right at the end there. Han Solo. Takagi. Jeff Goldblum, Van der Zande, Cecil, Pepe, 8, Matt Neal, Alan Carr, and Anue round off the grid then. Fox, that was absolutely mental.
Indeed. Good way to start the season. We started off at Brands Hatch last season. A little bit of a muted start to the season, but I think this really represents what this league's all about. The antics, the crashes, the craziness. The highs, the hellos, the me screaming as someone almost gets taken out.
The fuck yous, the fuck me's.
So I think this was a fantastic start to the season, and hopefully we can continue on.
Yeah, absolutely. So great result for those top 3, all returning drivers as well. So showing that experience does pay in this league. All the new drivers and new entrants, if they didn't know what they were getting themselves into, they do after that race, that's for sure. But a good debut for Kyle Busch in 4th. And then it's returning drivers again in Lando Calrissian, Samuel L. Jackson, Fernando Alonso. So it's the returning drivers that make up the bulk of the top 10 then. We'll see if that experience continues to pay as the season goes on. But let's get everything totted up and show you where the standings lie at the end of round number 1 then.
We tallied up all the points, so you can see how we are after round 1 at Spa. We got Heinz Harald Hill, obviously the winner, Flavio Briatore, Karen Horner, and Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is the only returning or new driver, along with Bongo Cat, that breached the top 10. So very much a veterans league right now. But going over to the teams, El Clasico Racing is starting off really strong with 145 points. 8th is the new first, a returning team as well, is 132 points. Team Principals, another returning team, is 112 points. Pepsi Haters, 101, a new entrant. We got Falcon Racing Team, Life Could Find a Way Racing, HWT Motorsport, Memes to the Moon, Shagadelic Racing, Life Finds a Way GP, Team RV, UG E-Day, Super Licensed Warriors, BBW Cosworth Racing, not having a stellar start to the year as they did the last season, Fox's Wet Dream, HWT Motorsport Academy, Loves a Bit of Length, Memes Revenge, and Danger Cars by Taki Nue tied for last. So, yeah, I thought grabbing the top 2 in the championship would just kind of get us off on the right foot, and looks like Memes Revenge is not doing well, so maybe Rage has 1,000 IQ plays at hand.
Well, we just have to remember and remind everybody that where some of the teams were at the beginning of last season and where they finished up, right? This will go on for 10 rounds and these positions will swap all over the place as we go through, I'm sure. But yeah, perfect start for Heinz Harald Hill and a great start for El Clasico, and 8th is the new first up there. Team Principals and Pepsi 8 is also doing very well. So yeah, I mean, it was an absolutely bonkers first race, as we've come to expect. We've got the Super Speedway next time out, so we've got chaos following chaos, as ovals normally are. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the opening race as much as we did. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the season gets on, but already looking like a very different order than we saw last year. And but interestingly, it's all the returning drivers that are doing, and teams that are doing well at the moment. We'll see if that sticks for the next 9 rounds.
Indeed, and it's not going to be the iRacing Super Speedway 100 laps. It's going to be a little bit less this time. I don't think that actually made it out, thankfully. I think we had to re-record anyways last season, but yeah, we're going to have a much more reasonable number of laps. So yeah, it should be a fantastic race around there, and as always, there's going to be huge chaos. I mean, you can go like 4, 5, 6 wide around iRacing Super Speedway, so expect chaos.
Yes, absolutely. That's the mantra and the motto of this league. But yeah, no, it was a great opening round. It's good to be back. Thank you to everybody that did get their teams signed up, and good luck for the season ahead. So join us next time out at the iRacing Super Speedway under the lights for the chaos around the oval. I hope you guys enjoyed the opening round of the championship. Thank you for joining me as always, Fox, and we'll catch you again next time.